bit.
Annette wants to do the group thing. We've been doing the group thing. What do you reckon, AIDZee?
I reckon yes, definitely.
Madness.
I have some messaging to do, and so as a result, doing the group thing will be very good for me.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to send a link now because I'm just throwing caution to the wind. If you have a webcam, I'm just being a wild and crazy individual, you can join in. We can have up to 6 people go full fucking Brady Bunch. We can have up to 6 people in the stream. So that link that I just put in the chat, if you have a webcam, even if you just have a microphone, I won't be too prejudiced. Donna, the group thing. Donna's really concerned about the group thing, and with us, you should be just a tiny bit concerned about what we do, because all manner of shenanigans can happen. We could play Twister. Look, we can play. Actually, if we get a few people come on cam, we could play trivia. I've got some trivia questions here. We could play trivia questions. Annette is here. Hey, Annette. Good to see you. You've got to center yourself. There you go.
Hey, Annette. How you going?
Oh, you made us.
I'm loving your drink. I am loving your drink. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
Oh, hang on. Everything's like, oh, my God. There.
It's
that's
all
better.
confusing. There you go. You're good?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, it matches my top. That's
there
good.
There you go. Yeah, that's
important.
It's accessorizing.
So
You're accessorizing.
So it should. And Annette's having the awful live stream and difficulty of at some point you've got to move your camera, at some point you've got to move yourself.
But see,
getting that balance right is bloody difficult.
Now it's more of a full widescreen again. It's like,
then it's going to switch in. It's just going to, it's crazy down. Megaleech, it is always a fabulous thing to see you, sir. Always a fabulous thing. How be you? How be you?
Very good.
Donna's going to walk the dog. I don't know if that's a metaphor, but you know.
I asked her not to say that we did that. But anyway, look, you know, if she wants to go public, she wants to go public. It's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. I think after this, a classy whiskey sour, I'm going to go mad with another rum drink because I've got a bunch of fruit juices.
Rum. That's what I forgot.
Ooh, right. That's
ginger beer. You'll hate it.
Is it? No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of ginger beer. But yeah, I mean, Annette, you had all the makings of classic drinks. You've got a good selection there. I'm glad you had so I could drink a sidecar because that is legit one of my favorite drinks.
They're very tiny though.
Oh, that's so
that cute. Looks a bit like hot sauce.
Tiny,
but it's not, is it?
Grand Marnier. Okay.
Yeah. Aren't they cute?
I'm gonna look.
My daughter thought they were cute too.
Very much.
Don't let her drink them.
Yeah. What's a good? Because I think I don't know if I got Grand Marnier, but I've got Grand Marnier is basically an orange liqueur. If you wanted to mix it up, you could make that same drink and swap out the Cointreau for Grand Marnier because they're both orange liqueurs, but they have different profiles. So you get a slightly different drink if you swapped out. Yeah, you get, there's orange curacao. There's a whole bunch of orange liqueurs. Triple sec. You can swap any of them out. And on the brandy side, it can be, there's lots of different brandies. You could do cognac, Armagnac, all these things. This is the fun. Okay, so I'm going to try and find what's a good Grand Marnier drink.
There's so many. There are so many good Grand Marnier drinks. You know, a surprisingly good one is Grand Marnier, Bailey's, and chocolate.
All right, I'm going to go on the record as saying that sounds like the work of the devil, but orange and chocolate. That's a Terry's. That's a Terry's orange chocolate right there.
It's a Terry's
orange chocolate.
Yeah, it will make you dance on your head on the table after about 4 or 5, but yeah.
I don't have a Bailey's, but I do have Curacao, which is a chocolate liqueur.
That'd do it. That'd do it.
Tiny little Baileys.
Oh, holy cow! Here's one with you've got tequila.
The man at the shop convinced me that I needed 2.
Yeah. So this is okay. This is just a shot. It's saying like do 1 shot Grand Marnier and half a shot tequila and just neck it. But that's no shots are for bad kids. We don't do that. We do stylish drinks. Let me have a look. I'm trying to find you a good Grand Marnier drink. Grand Marnier.
Something suitable for this.
Okay. Here's one.
Halloween.
Because you've got vodka. This says they call this Agent Orange, which is cute. So it's 1 shot vodka, half a shot of Grand Marnier, half a shot of Cointreau, and 2 shots of orange juice. So I think that's a hangover drink. Yo, Frankie the Skin, how you going, buddy boy?
Hey, Frankie.
Lion Spider just likes Grand Marnier straight, which is fine. That's a quality thing to do.
Hey, you crazy cats. I've got to pop out for about 10 to 15, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
There's a stupid thing I've got to go and do. And then as soon as I've done the stupid thing, it'll be AIDZee ahoy. You know what I'm saying? None say. I think you do. So I'm going to turn off my own cam and mic, and then when I turn it back on again, you'll know I'm alive. I think you're very sexy, by the way, but I'll be back in very short time.
All right, we'll see you in a while, buddy. All right, so we'll. Oh look, now we're all squished again. We've got to send. Oh my god!
Just knocked over my gear.
And that's saying something if your head looks bigger than mine. All right, you got to keep stuff in order there, Annette.
Yes, this camera seems like it really zooms in, and I don't think there's any way I can control it.
Yeah, no, webcams are funny like that. Right, what was it going? I said I was going to make it Terry's orange, didn't I? Yeah, all right, I can do that. Sour. Oh yes, Frankie the Skin. Dave's joining us. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Hi.
Yeah, you've got a funny angle on your cam there. There you go.
I've never done
the
this.
nostril cam.
That's okay. We're all in this together, as the saying goes. I've got to rinse my glass because it's full of foam from my egg white. So, well, you guys can. What have you guys been up to today, anyway?
Well, not today, but I made a set of really weird dice, and they're special in a way. But I'll show you.
Can you show us the
this
dice?
One's mostly 4s and a 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. This one here.
Yeah.
Is mostly 3s and a 6.
Okay.
And then this one here has got 3 5s and 3 2s.
Okay.
Now the idea here is that you pick a dice, whichever one you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone pick a dice, pick a color. This one's purple if it's
green.
Not showing up very well. Green. No, green. Right. Now I can choose a dice after that, and then we roll and see who wins most of the time.
Yeah.
So you've chosen green.
Yes, please.
So I would choose black. And we would roll these dice. Now, I can't roll them on camera because it's pacing to my head. But the majority of the time, black is going to win. So if you chose black the next time, then I would choose purple. And when you roll these 2 dice together, purple is going to win most of the time, just by a slight margin. And then you go, okay, well, obviously black is better than green, and purple is better than black. So that must mean purple is the most strong dice, right? So you pick purple the next time. So I pick green, and wouldn't you know, green actually beats purple.
So
okay, that's
your
witchcraft.
plan.
It is a little bit of witchcraft. They're actually called non-transitive dice. And the idea is that, so with this green one, right, you're most likely going to roll a 4, okay?
Right. Yeah.
And against the blue one, which is most likely going to win, most likely going to roll a 3, you're obviously going to win most of the time. You're only going to lose if you roll a 1 on the green, or if he rolls a 6 on the purple, right? So now with these two, you've got the 5s and the 2s, but they're 50-50. So if you roll a 5, and this one, the majority of the time rolls a 3, you're going to win most of the time. And it's only going to win if you roll a 5, if it rolls the 6. And but if it rolls the 2, it is always going to lose. So this one will always lose on a 2, but it won't always win on a 5 because this one has the 6, which means this one has the slight advantage over it. Okay? And then we go to these two, and it's a similar situation, but obviously the other way, in that if this one rolls the 5, it's always going to win against the green, right? But if it rolls the 2, then if this one rolls the 1, it's going to lose against it. Otherwise, this one's going to win all the time. So that means that black is stronger than the green. So green beats blue, beats black, beats green.
Wow.
That's just an odd thing that I saw, and I thought, I can make a set of those.
Blow our minds tonight.
So non-transitive dice.
Post-apocalypse, are you going to sort of travel from truck stop to truck stop playing dice games with people?
Yeah, that's right. But socially distant, right? We'll have to have the dice and throw them at them. You could like have a bag of $1 coins and say, anyone want to roll dice for $1? Choose a dice. I'll choose a dice, and we roll. Oh, wow. And it's not all the time. You're not going to obviously it's only a small advantage that you have, so you have to roll a few times. Exactly. That's all casinos have in some games. So generally they have a larger advantage. But it's just interesting. So who wants to play a game of dice? No,
not at all.
Not at all. No.
I've made a Terry's chocolate orange. It's a chocolate liqueur, and that's where the orange color comes from because it's pumpkin spice chocolate liqueur, creme de cacao, and Cointreau. So this should taste like a Terry's chocolate orange. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. I've not actually made this before. So it's like, fuck yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Terry's chocolate orange. It's the taste of Christmas.
Yeah. That's
I always bought them for Christmas.
So just first on those, Annette, Frank says you could be the twin of his Canadian friend Beth, which is interesting. And Fox Cops just clicked on. He wants us to say Trump's a horrible person, rapist, homophobe, stupid, racist. I don't know that he's a homophobe, actually. You know, people always want me to say something good about Trump. I don't know that he's a homophobe. Pence is a rapist and a racist and a horrible person, and he's clearly thick as pig shit, but I'm not sure he's homophobic. I just throw that out there. Maybe he's not homophobic. Yeah.
If you're looking for something nice to say.
But he's trying to kill a bunch of Americans, that's for sure, with his obsession with, no, the economy must survive, and it doesn't matter if I make rash judgments that cause tens, if not hundreds of thousands of unnecessary deaths. The Dow Jones is all that counts. So I'm not feeling good for my American friends right now, quite honestly.
No.
New York's in the state.
How much credit to give him?
Oh, New York is up fucking creep. But they keep getting
Italy
new
of America.
Yeah, no, they're outstripping Italy. America's outstripping Italy. The first hotspot in America seemed to be Washington. Yeah, seemed to be Washington State was the first hotspot, like Seattle and whatnot. But now it's New York. It's a couple of places in the South, Alabama and Georgia,
Louisiana.
Hey, we could do the thing. I did this before. We could look up the Johns Hopkins map to see how fucked everything is now. Think that's depressing? Yes, we do. All right. The Johns Hopkins map. Where is it? Where is it? Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center. Okay, load, you sucker. Loading and still loading. Things are spinning. Yowza. Okay, things are okay. Oh my god, the world one just looks so fucking. Okay, I'm going to share this screen now, which is going to make. all of us
so I don't have to look it up.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
No, I'm going to share it. Chrome tab. I've got so many tabs open. Pick the right one. Okay, so
yes, we don't want to see your porn there. Angry.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
My porn. Okay, so zoomed right out, it looks fucking terrible with that red everywhere because it just looks like blood stains. But for instance, if we zoom in on North America, okay, you see it in a bit more detail. Hotspot down here in New Orleans. Hotspot here in
That's
Atlanta,
a lot
Georgia.
worse than it was last time
New
we looked at that.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a lot. New York is fucked. Boston. Oh, look at this. Everywhere. Washington State, Philadelphia, up through New York to Boston is fucked.
How's Seattle?
Detroit
that was the West Coast hotspot. How's that looking? Seattle.
Seattle was one of the early. Where's Seattle on the map?
Top left hand.
Where is it?
Top
there.
Here. Okay.
Let it load.
See, Seattle doesn't look as bad as anywhere else now. Seattle was like the original hotspot. And
it didn't compare to New York in that area, though. It was just the hotspot
New York
is the west.
Fucked. So New York is fucked. But yeah, interestingly, bits in the south here. Atlanta, Georgia has bad patches.
San Fran's not looking too good.
America's dick has lots of red spots on it. They need
spotted dick, hey?
They need a doctor to check that out. It's not good if your dick has all those red spots on it.
Yeah, I heard on the news tonight that they're blaming Mardi Gras for that.
Yeah, San Fran is a bit of
right time.
But if we go out to the rest of the world, just to fucking depress ourselves, look at Europe. Okay. Zit. Bulgaria, Greece. See, those kind of look okay. Croatia. Rome's got a very big hot spot, predictably. Madrid and Lisbon. France has got its own hot spot.
Doesn't look as impressive when it's just one dot in the center of the country, though.
Yeah, England and Ireland don't look that bad. But yeah, it's like, ugh. Iran, of course, although we don't even know what's really happening in Iran. We don't know if they're telling us the truth. We don't know if China's telling us the truth.
Is Australia just one dot, or does it have a dot for each state? Or we've got Darwin, we've got cities. Yeah, okay.
Sydney's 50% of our cases.
Yeah, so it's just the capitals in each of our states. So I assume that it's representative of the state. So.
Yeah, but if you zoom in, yeah, it's still there's not a lot of detail on the Australian one, but I don't know if this is good for our mental health to be doing this. Quite honestly,
probably.
Oh, it's out on the islands.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Fiji I think has had 2 the last time I looked, which was a day or 2 ago.
California.
Damn.
Yeah. So, God, maybe that's not good for our mental health. Maybe we should talk about something frivolous instead, like my Terry's chocolate orange drink.
Yeah. Not paid sponsorship.
No, I fucking should. Because that
Jaffa
again,
flavor.
it's one of those dangerous ones that doesn't taste like alcohol. I mean, it's not that high alcohol. Like creme de cacao is only like 20% or something. God, look, okay, it's like white on a grey thing. It's so fucking low contrast. Old people like me with bad eyes can't read anything. But I think that's only about 20% alcohol by volume. And the chocolate liqueur is also only like less than 20%, 17%. Cointreau's a proper drink. Cointreau's 40%. So this is like, I don't know, like 2 standard drinks, and it doesn't taste like alcohol at all. So that could really sneak up on you. Saf wants to know if you're eating breakfast or lunch, David. It's a late dinner in the world we are.
Oh, there's a person.
Oh,
There's one behind you.
that's Sarah.
Member of the household.
Hello, Sarah.
I'm eating ice cream, as a matter
Who
of
was
fact.
it? Pence that did a press conference like this?
Oh no, Tony Abbott did a fucking
Yes, Tony Abbott. No.
up calls with really bad lighting that made him look like he was trying to be a cut-rate fucking cartoon villain or something. Sunday, you think the virus is connected to factory farms? I do not believe evidence supports that. Mind you, by the same token, I am in favor of severely curtailing factory farms because I think they are a bad thing for pretty much everyone. But
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Isn't it just a like a mutation of SARS? Because
It
it's
is.
SARS-CoV-2 or something.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's actually SARS-CoV-2. It is, and God, the freakiest thing I learned from all this is basically every flu strain since the 70s has been a mutation of the 1918 flu, because a sample of the 1918 flu was released into the wild because of a lab accident.
Did you confirm that?
I'd have to look
I'd
it up.
love to see that report.
I've had several cocktails and I'm not into looking for facts at the moment.
I want to use my Baileys now. I finished.
Baileys, you should do your version of fucking Terry's chocolate orange. Just Baileys and Cointreau.
So,
Baileys and Cointreau, half-half.
Would that be in a shot glass?
Yeah, do a shot.
Just mix it in the mouth.
My shot glass.
No. Just lean back and
What?
that was a tequila layback where you lay back on the bar with your head on the bar and they pour tequila and something into your mouth.
Okay.
So I need to put a couple things away because I've got all the detritus of my other cocktails crowding the desk. I was going to make a rum one, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Okay, we've got to put a couple things away. That can go there.
So, David, how are you?
Hang on.
Yeah.
There we go.
That way. Hey.
Yeah.
High five.
I love it.
I'm tense. How are you?
Social isolating with my family.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a social isolating high five. You guys are very good.
Yeah, don't touch.
Oh, God.
All right.
Hello, human in the background.
All right. All right, I had something on my screen. I'm just going to look at again. They're calling it a Grinch drink. Schnapps. Yeah, why don't I go totally fucking nuts? Okay, so I might do Applejack as well. I have no idea how that will go. Okay. Applejack.
Right.
which is just apple brandy, basically. Do I want to rinse this out, really? All right. Put some more ice in my shaker.
Frightening
I
theory.
need a thing.
What was that, David?
I'm just looking at the comments,
Look,
and
you-
Frankie
Ah,
says
look
all
at
sorts
that.
of
What are you doing?
cards.
Crackfield Applejack. Okay, so this is going to be probably come out blue-green drink. It'll be interesting.
I'll give you a snicker.
Annette's got to feed her fur baby from the sounds of it. Okay, so I'm going to put some Captain Morgan spice rum in. This is a bit of a tropical drink. And if all goes well, it should be sort of a blue-green color. But we'll see exactly how this turns out.
What else is going in with this?
Okay, some Bacardi, so some white rum. So that's not going to affect the color. Put some of that in.
Safa, I'm in Tassie. You asked what time zone I'm in, so same as Angry.
Yeah, same time zone. Okay, a little bit of Applejack, which is an American apple brandy.
What?
Oh my God, listen to that. It's like trying to keep AIDZee in line, quite honestly.
That's not possible.
It really isn't. And now this should give it the blue color, the blue vodka that I was using earlier.
Okay.
So I put an ounce of that, and I've got to strain it because it's got a lot of fucking creatures. Ooh, that was a bit better than I intended, but we're all friends here, so it doesn't matter if I use an ounce and a half. All right,
I'm here,
put that in, and now some juices. I'm going to put. I've been squeezing orange juice. I'm going to put some fresh orange juice in. Looks like it's all chaos in Annette's house now, which I loved. Look at that. We've got a puppy. We have a puppy.
Got a puppy there.
Puppy and child.
We have the whole game here. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of lime juice in this. A little bit, because lime juice is pretty sharp. Half an ounce. 15.
Did you run out of your big jug of it? I suppose it was a lemon lime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lemon lime. But
it was only a month out of date.
I went to Woolies the other day, and limes were absurdly cheap. So I bought a bunch of limes. So I'm going to have fresh lime juice.
Mom's going to show you her setup of alcohol. I just like that.
All right.
Oh.
So that's my concoction, and now we will give it a shake and see what comes out. I don't know what color this is going to be when it comes out.
Safa, I don't have any alcohol either. You could just have some ice
Wash
cream.
tape under the blanket.
Are we all?
Oh, no.
With alcohol's feeling sad. Okay. Use my
Okay, I haven't got a lot of this left. But anyway.
Oh, it's very foamy. It's probably from the soursop juice, I think, foamed up when I shook it. All right.
Am I supposed to shake this up?
No, I think you can just mix it.
Okay.
What does it look like? It's like a yellowy green color.
Yeah.
I could put vodka in to make it more color. Oh, I think AIDZee's back too. Wave if you're ready to come back in, AIDZee. Yes, okay.
Oh, let's do that.
AIDZee's back as well. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice one, Annette. That's nice. You got a nice
Someone's
float
here.
there.
What? I just said someone's here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. All right.
Thank
You need
you.
to unmute,
Hey,
AIDZee.
where did it go? You're putting your ass in my face. Went down there.
We can't hear you, AIDZee.
Unmute.
He's waving today.
It's like
I don't know what's going on,
really?
but we can't
I'm sure
hear
he's
you.
saying some very
Maybe
nice things
near
about me.
maybe it's under the bed.
I don't know if the plug come out. Because my thing here doesn't say you're muted. It says you're muted, but not muted. Technical problem.
What is that? What is that?
Sartre thinks my drink looks like coffee. That's some weird ass coffee if you got coffee.
It's very charitable to say coffee. I would have said something else. Maybe it's just my screen.
Don't hold back, Dave. What do you think it looks like?
Maybe apple juice and some wee wee.
Yeah, it's an apple juice wee wee drink.
All right, you out of here. This is fun.
That was a popular estimate, apparently, Dave.
I can hear you, AIDZee. I can't hear AIDZee.
No.
AIDZee has.
We've never had
lag.
this before. I don't know what's happened there.
Hey, bring the other one.
He's muted now, but there must be something wrong with his microphone because he wasn't muted before and we still couldn't hear him.
Okay, it now says your mic's not connected, AIDZee.
This kind of makes me think sediment and stuff and separated.
Yeah, Safa might be right. The NBN just crapped out for AIDZee. Don't know what's happening. And it keeps freezing as well. I don't know if he's just looking at us with a very resigned look. His internet just like fucking died.
Hi.
Does he know ASL? You could see people there.
This is Ali.
Hi, Ali.
What are these people?
Well, there's names. There's AIDZee, and that's Andrew, AngryAussie, and Mega Leech, and David.
Wait,
it's not my real name.
Yeah, AngryAussie, the one who did the thing about the fairy bread.
Right.
Yes, famous for fairy bread rants. Yes, that's me.
And gay lions.
Yes, in fact, for the Twitter sphere, I'm most known for talking about gay lions, which is very surreal thing. And what's the weirdest thing is I basically ripped the joke. AIDZee's disconnected, is going to try again maybe. Sometimes if he reboots it works. For those who don't know, what happened, there was this news story, I don't know, it was like 2 years ago now, that tourists said they got footage of two male lions having an intimate relationship and going like, oh, look, the lions are gay. And this was in Kenya. And Kenyan politicians are notoriously homophobic. And they want to say homophobia is not natural, etc. And I probably shouldn't even... See, I feel self-conscious actually continuing this story with your offspring in the background.
That one teaches me stuff that I didn't know.
Okay.
This one can go.
Yes, we can hear you, AIDZee.
And he's back. And I was asking, the question I was asking for the man, the legend, the David Blumenstein, next to me on this fabulous chat.
Very
Fairy floss was the last word I heard. Was that correct?
I don't know. I'm just saying the whole live stream shit itself for a second, but we're back.
Yeah.
And I was going to say the gay lions thing. People saying the lions in Kenya were gay, and the Kenyan government had a vested interest in saying the gay was unnatural. And an actual Kenyan government minister said the lions learned it from watching gay tourists, to which I responded on Twitter, personally, I say hats off to the gay tourists who were willing to fuck in front of lions. And that went, as they say, viral, and a stupid number of people shared it, and my Twitter stream fucking blew up for about a week.
I thought it was fucked of you to put that photo of me fucking that furry lion in the photo, though. I thought that was fucked.
That was my
you could have just
Photoshop
asked me. You could have just asked me.
One of the responses I liked, someone did a little cartoon trying to explain things. They did a little cartoon of these two lions watching some gay tourists fucking. And one lion goes, "What the hell are they doing?" And I don't know. Then it says, "Do we eat them or what?" And the other lion looks at the first lion and goes, "Have I ever told you how attractive I find you?" Brilliant.
That's nice. That's very nice. You know, one of the things that have freaked out a lot of biologists, and I have a vested interest in this because I'm a screaming bisexual.
Yeah.
Is the sexologists and biologists have discovered that your 10% of your humans are the fag-riff, right? Or some kind of fag-riff.
Yes.
And they've gone, well, that's clearly because they have sex when they're out of estrus. They have choices in sex. They can choose partners. They can be monogamous, polygamous, all that kind of stuff. And then they've gone into the animal world and found your 10% of your animals, your fag-riff. Pretty much this 10% number rolls right through your mammal world. 10% of mammals are screaming homosexuals.
But AIDZee, which 10% of your body is gay?
Well, I've got this hangnail on my left hand foot, small toe, and right on my inner right knee, right in there, there's a patch of skin and a small bit of bone that's gay, and pretty much, cock and balls. That's pretty much 10% of me anyway.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So mind you, it's not exclusively gay. You know, it can stray. You know, it'll be wandering around going, like that's nice. You know, oh, that's the package. It's not a Shervington package, but it's a package nonetheless. And then I'll wander over and I'll go, oh,
yeah.
She put herself together quite. Yes, child, don't listen to Uncle AIDZee's advices on anything.
Yeah. Who remembers the Shervington package? Australian sprinter Matt Shervington. There was that one shot of him doing the 100 meters, and he was not wearing a jock strap, and he was under his shorts, clearly swinging quite extravagantly to the left and right. And everyone's going, well, that's an interesting look you've got going on there, Matt.
Yeah, but you remember the joke that Matt Shervington never put his nose to win a race. That was not what was winning the race for Matt Shervington.
And compare that to Tony Abbott in his budgie smugglers.
No.
Yes.
But Matt Shervington had quite a lot in his running shorts, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're bloody hell. Well, I didn't you think this was going to go there, Dave? I was in the room, Dave. Yeah. What the hell was going to happen next, Dave? Come on, mate.
You're lucky he didn't show us his package, honestly.
Well, you said
it. What do you mean lucky? You can still see it. I'm still here. I said, don't I exist, Mega Leech?
I gotta go.
Dicks out for Matt. It's all cocks out for Harambe. What about dicks out for Matt? Where is he now? Probably selling cars, not himself. I mean, of course he would have had a future in porn. But I think,
absolutely,
as many people have said, it would have destroyed the mystery.
Matt Shervington, male escort. Yeah.
Oh, couldn't you imagine being Matt Shervington's bride and just walking in like, and everyone says, "Oh, it's Mrs. Shervington." Because wouldn't it
walk like a cowboy?
Look at
that whole bow-legged thing.
Yeah, you just have to. It would just. I mean, you'd adapt, but you'd have to have various different trusses sewn in. I'm I'm being practical. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals. I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
Including an operation where the nurses and the doctors said, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, you never want that. This guy had to experience a thing for half a second that was going to hurt. But it did work, and it did hurt. Anyway, I won't go into it because
Don't you dare! That thing's too big, and I've got a drink in my hand. That's enough. You're disturbing the anecdote. Bugger off. Come on. Right.
I now have heard the new statement that will guide my life. AIDZee, you're disturbing the anecdote. You're not killing the vibe. You're not wiping out the peace. You've not killed the feeling of the room. AIDZee, you're disturbing the anecdote. Let us get everything back together, because I have the habit of off fucking on tangents that don't need to be off fucked too. And Angry will agree with me on this one.
Me go off on tangents
and so
too.
I let you go off on tangents, but they're fun because I can then go off on a tangent.
You put things in my head.
Yeah, I do, because I don't like to work. If we're working and I go, I can get Angry to go and do something else. We'll go and do something else. It'll be more fun. And then I'll do that. Or sometimes Angry will go, let's not work today. I'll go, okay, and I'll fuck off and run away. Or sometimes Angry will go, let's take you to hospital. I'll go, don't do that. That's disturbing the anecdote. Annette, thank you. I've so found a new thing.
You're welcome, dude.
What you put in my head was the lyrics from a band called Crunt, who I think were from South Australia. The song was called, and it's just like a really sort of industrial heavy stuff. You, your band, it's gonna hurt me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Take your punishment, motherfucker. Just like that South Australian industrial scene. There was things like Mark of Cain and Crunt, and really messed up. I don't know what it was about South Australia.
It was what Beast Suburban came out of. It was what bloody
Beast Suburban.
All of that scene.
It always gets stuck in my head. Do you remember the Beast Suburban doing boy band stuff when they were all dressed in white and doing coordinated dance moves? The song "It Won't Last." So dirty, horrible, seedy, ruined Tex Perkins wearing all white, doing boy band dance moves was just one of the pinnacle moments of Australian music. It was a filthiest man in Australian music pretending he's in a 90s boy band. It was just great.
And everyone in the band committed. Everyone in the band committed totally to the gig, and it was beautiful. It was like watching Tenacious D. It was that good. It was
a really smooth song as well. It won't last, baby. It won't last. And it's just like, wow, what's going on here, Tex? How much did you drink before doing this? That was just like,
before this, Tex? Yeah. How much did you fucking breathe before this, Tex?
Yeah.
Because of their name, they got 3 bottles of bourbon for the rest of their lives.
It was the band they put together for drinking money. It was Tex, it was Spencer P. Jones from the Johnnies, and a couple of other guys that all had their own bands. And it was their drinking money band. They would just go into pubs and do cover versions of dirty, greasy, fucking blues numbers and get drinking money.
And 2 of the guys were in the band because their wives wanted them to get holiday money. So they
Yeah,
had to.
makes sense.
They were in the band to get money to take everyone on holiday. And then, unfortunately, they became massively huge.
Yeah, really.
Shaylee, I know you're excited because we don't see humans.
Oh God!
You get your own humans.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I just
Pretty
love
much
Your
every
own
child
humans.
in Australia, every child in the world is pretty much going to be this, if they aren't already, within the next week or two.
Yeah, true.
That.
True story, man.
We're saying every house in Australia's got to be like
That's going to be every child in Australia, every child in the world, very, very soon.
This is what I was going to ask.
And it
before it ran away, was when we were kids. Okay, how many of our mothers made us go and make our own fun? Because remember, this was before the age of consoles.
Crazy town until she comes back. But that's cool. I'm really enjoying what's happening on Annette's camera, but I'm just going to mute the sound.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's back.
But it's worrying.
But this is the thing.
Right.
How many of you?
Let's go.
How many of you guys as kids were made by your mothers to make your own fun? Because it was before consoles. It was before any of that. And the reason I ask is we're going to head into a situation where there's no external fun to have. Because it'll all go. You know, there's only so much Steam credit you can have. There's only so much video you can watch.
You underestimate my Steam collection.
I know.
I think you might have to mute me again.
I respect people's Steam collection, but what tends to happen is you tend to go for a week or two on your Steam collection and go, I just can't fucking do this anymore. It's like when you eat ice cream all the time. It's awesome. Then it starts to make you feel a little bit sugary, and then it starts to make you feel a little bit blind. So you know what I'm saying effectively is one of the cruel things in my world is that's a good Steam collection, bro.
All right. He's all right for a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
One of the cruel things in my world is that I've relied on the fact that people can't make their own fun. And if I can imaginate fun for them, they'll pay me for it. So I see our audience, and I note that they're a lot more into creating, making, noticing, talking to other people than, you know, a lot of, you know, humans that I meet. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon would be the best way to describe to someone that fun is not an external thing, fun is an internal thing? Because everyone's going to be miserable because they're like, got nothing to do and I'm home and I'm bored. It's like, well, yeah, of course you are, because you haven't decided to have fun. Because fun comes from inside. Only you can feel what you're feeling, right? You know,
why does this sound like it's getting dirty, AIDZee?
Well, it could if it wanted to, Megaleash. It could if it wanted to. You could go there if you want to, but you have your own feelings. Other people don't have your feelings for you, right? I was bullied a bit when I was a kid, and one of the things that helped me was this big footballer said, unless they're actually punching shit out of you, what they're saying's not hurting you, and only you can feel good or bad about yourself. They can't make you feel anything about you. It's you that have got to make you feel about you. Sure, people say hurtful things, and yes, those hurtful things stick. That's not. I'm not minimizing that, but you don't have to let it run your life. So I was very lucky that my footballing friend told me that. And essentially, I'm wondering, how many people do you think will? How would you explain? How would you explain to people that the fun that you need to have in the next couple of weeks while you're locked down comes from inside? How would you do it?
Jesus, that's a good point. You are absolutely right. What we do in this weird fucking world from now on does have to come from inside. I mean, I do actually think most people are better at it than they think they are. Some people go, oh, I can't be creative. I can't do, but they can. I mean, talking about kids and making their own fun. You know what popped into my head? At one point, the street where I was on, they dug up trenches on either side of the road because they were replacing all the water pipes. And one day I got because I didn't come home till after sundown or about sundown. And my mum said, where the fuck have you been? But I was only across the road because me and the lad who lived across the road, because there were trenches with big clods of dirt, we were just doing trench warfare. We just got entrenched on the opposite side of the roads and we're getting big clods of dirt and throwing it at each other's heads. And this kept us amused for a number of hours.
Somebody lost an eye.
Come on, stick your head up, stick your head up, boof. And they were hard, but they would burst apart if they hit you, and you'd fall down. You could pick up hits with a rock that disintegrated when it hit. But we did that for like 2 or 3 hours. We didn't get bored because we were just playing trench warfare. We were just either side of the street throwing these dirt clods at each other's heads.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to the point where myself and my brothers perfected the art of dirt bomb making. So you need mud and you need a mixture of very fine gravel, dust and sand. And you mix the mud together, and the shape needs to be like a big lentil, but a fat lentil, so that when you peg it, it spins discus-like, but starts to disintegrate as it's spinning. And then when it hits them in the head, pow, you've got a beautiful spray of dirt bomb, and over they go. Excellent to peg it at them when they're on bikes, because they like to do drive-bys. Don't do a drive-by at a Calais dirt bomb factory. Foolish. Our anti-aircraft was basically better than anyone. So, yeah, there was when consoles came out, we wanted one. We weren't allowed to have one. And when everything came out, we wanted one, but we weren't allowed to have one. So we basically had to make our own shit up. And I don't think that's lost, because I see people making their own shit up in new and interesting ways. I mean, if you give a kid a Unity engine and enough assets to put together a level, they'll put together an excellent level. Or if you give them a Halo level and a shitload of assets, they'll tinker toy Halo level together that'll be monstrous. You know, I've seen gauntlet runs that kids have made out of Halo levels, and a gauntlet run, you've got to get from A to B without getting destroyed. And these things have waterfalls of vehicles coming down off cliffs onto the path where you're trying to run. You can do it, but you've got to really be attentive to a tank that is coming down onto your head now. It's awfully difficult. There's also grinder traps. So you're looking above at the tank coming down on your head, and if you're not looking to jump over the grinder trap, It's splashy, splashy red, splashy, splashy for you. So, I think people are still making stuff, but I don't know that it's being extolled. Blumenstein, I'm looking at you. You make stuff. Tell me about the making stuff aspect that you look at, see, know about, think, see. What do you reckon?
Well, we both make stuff, and our little person has taken that to heart, and she's good at making stuff and keeping herself occupied. But the problem is that the longer she's in the house with us, the more she wants to be with us all the time, and then you're sort of dealing with thingy child. So we've got to make sure that we get her out of the house and doing physical activities, not just making stuff, because if we just do drawing or whatever, she's going to always want to be drawing or reading or playing with us all the time together.
Yep.
So
I see. So you're talking about like a well-rounded diet.
Well, I know what I'm like, and I would like her to not be like me all the time.
Okay.
There are good aspects to my life.
That's the song of parents everywhere, man.
I'm a little too used to when we went into lockdown. Hey, everybody, you got to stay in your house all day long. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, so
right.
She needs more than that. I think Sarah said that she needs an hour of exercise a day or something, which is like, good Lord.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of exercise.
The other day, I did something that I never imagined that I would do. I took a child out to the Oval and taught her how to play soccer.
Nice.
Me.
Oh, my word.
I know.
Oh, my word.
But we've got to get her out of the house somehow. Got to stand in the middle of an oval.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you not have taught her to play a bit of AFL? Because, soccer's going to brand that child forever. Soccer leaves scars, dude. It leaves scars.
There were guys playing.
What about a dog?
On the other end of the oval.
What about
no, you can't kick a dog.
Get a dog.
The ball's better for soccer.
Play with a dog for an hour. That's being out. It's kind of exercise. Speaking of which, is growling at me.
That's true.
But
glad you didn't say that when she was here.
Sorry?
Whoa, Jesus.
Might want a dog.
Sorry, I've just decided to punish myself. This is a pretty fierce cocktail I've just made. My variation on something called a décolletage that has a few bitter stuff in it. This is tequila, a vermouth, and
none vermouth. The dude at the shop didn't know what vermouth was.
Bitter cherry aperitif, and Fernet Branca, which is an absolutely savage Italian bitter liqueur. And I just did the stirring thing, and I tasted it off the spoon and went, yep, this is fucking serious. Okay. So I'm going to pour it into my glass. I just thought, sometimes you just have to punish yourself. So it's a beautiful color. It's a very rose red color. So visually, it's very appealing. And it has a really nice aroma. And now we take a sip.
Yeah, you've lost green again, Angry.
Yeah, I have. It's nice. This is actually quite nice. There's a balance between all the elements of this. So I use like a white tequila, silver tequila they call it when it's clear. This one, I love this. I found an Australian vermouth maker, and they flavour their vermouth with Australian botanicals. It says they use strawberry gum and wattle seed and river mint and seed parsley. This is a classic. They do a sweet, dry, and classic. I had the sweet and I bought the classic. I love supporting Australian companies in my alcoholism. So rather than just You know, everyone's doing it tough now. So if I buy a few things by Australian makers, I'm being patriotic as well as alcoholic. So, you know, that's good.
Patriotic.
I can only applaud your decisions there, mate.
Although
I say climb that mountain.
I'm being a bit of an internationalist. A couple of these are no, this is French. Oh God, this is such a communist internationalist drink. This is French. This is Italian.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me, right? Angry. You're dead to me. Don't cease speaking. Take yourself out of the bloody stream, buddy. You don't need to be here, buddy. Why are you speaking? You've dirty alcohol. Hang on, let me give you the correct bloody. I'm okay. No, feel pretty angry.
Okay.
No, I'm doing nothing. No, I'm good.
No, you're gonna make me lose my YouTube channel.
No, I'm not taking anything off. I'm just. Oh, actually, I should probably do this. Hang on, I've got to kneel down for this. How's that?
Turning your back. That's okay. Yep. That's what our First Nations people do when you disappoint them. Just turn their back.
Disappointed me. You've disappointed me, buddy.
I like that. We've had protests where a lot of First Nations people have showed up to Parliament when they're voting on something that was supremely shit, and they don't make any noise. They don't do anything. They're in the visitors gallery, and they just stand up and turn their backs. And it's like, no, you have disappointed. No. I'm not angry. You have disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed, buddy. Angry, you'd know because there'd be blood on the floor. Just disappointed. Bloody yeah, no, I've got to actually watch that because there's that going on.
No, so we go to prison. We go to prison. That's all I'm saying.
It's exactly. Actually, I remember I was in a pub in Bathurst once, and this black fella and this white fella were talking, and it got all the fun ones. The black fella said effectively to the white fella, "I will kill you. I will kill you here and now, and I'll go to prison. I'll definitely go to prison, but you'll be dead."
Yeah. Oh my God! Oh God! I heard that shit growing up in Dubbo. Jesus Christ! I heard that.
Okay.
Like, I'll go to prison, but you'll be dead. Jesus! I heard that conversation.
You know, that's patience. You know, I'm happy to wait 20 years to win this argument.
Oh my God.
It's like, okay, what if you need? I generally tried to be the happy drunk at the pub.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Dubbo in Western New South Wales, which was racist AF. And there was unofficial segregation. There were only 2 pubs that our Indigenous brothers could basically go to. And there was a thing on, at one point, a bikie gang, the Rebels, decided they wanted to make this pub their pub, but a lot of Indigenous folk would go to this pub. And a bit of a confab one night about who should be in this pub. And this is where I heard that conversation. The Indigenous chaps went, yep, okay, if you don't fuck off, I'm going to glass you in the fucking throat. I'll go to prison, but you'll be dead. And the fucking biker went, go for it. And this dude in front of everyone just smashed a glass on the pool table straight into this guy's throat, who bled out on the pool table. And he didn't even try to hide. He was just like, nah, call the cops. I don't fucking care.
Like, everyone knows it was me. I'm right here. Go get him. What
town was that?
Yeah. That was Dubbo in Western New South Wales.
Yeah, Dubbo. Yeah.
There is no.
Red dust starts. It's where the red heart starts.
Yeah,
with the red dust.
Yeah, one of the theories of what the name Dubbo actually means, and no one's sure, is it's a reference to the red dirt. Because we had a dust storm. Dust storms in Dubbo now happen twice a fucking year. When I was a kid growing up, it happened once in the 20 years I lived there. Once we had a dust storm that came through and everything just went red because of this dust storm. Now they happen about twice a year because of drought and climate change. But yeah, it's very red dirt in Dubbo. And once you go west of Dubbo, it's just the fucking desert. You just go west of Dubbo, and there is on another live stream. I want to make fun of all the towns that were in the area where I grew up, because they have weird names. Like if I go onto like Google Maps and bring up Dubbo, as you go west, you get places named Mogragai, Yamundri, Terramungamine, Trangi, Nevertire, which is a nice English name, Snake's Plain, which is a nice Australian name, Mullandudgery, Inawina, Newton, Caneblago, Coolabah. I just love these places. Cubba. I think if we go, because we keep going west to Wilcannia, and then you get to Broken Hill. You're in the middle
Broken Hill, buddy. Broken Hill.
What was that one?
Do you know they still extract lead from Broken Hill?
Oh, there are really active mines in Broken Hill, yeah.
Yeah, it's still working those mines. You know, 100+ years later, they're still working those mines.
Yeah, they keep finding different things. And I love every now and then I see something on the internet. Someone will show, amazing photos of Kubapedi in Australia, the opal mining town where because it's like 50 degrees Celsius every day of the fucking year. They dig underground and they all live in caves they've dug out underground. And some of them are incredibly elaborate. And people outside of Australia see that on Pinterest or something and go, ooh, isn't that special? And I go, no, they're all insane. All the people in Kubapedi are fucking insane.
And they are crazed. They are fucking crazed. The people who have those really lovely houses are the people who are the classes and the dealer sellers. The people who live in caravans out on the plains are the miners, and the miners are on scale of crazy fucking 11.
They are so fucking crazy because
you
it's
meet
like
these guys. Yeah, go on.
All the time.
Yeah, I met a guy who experimented giving himself a tattoo in the back by putting vine needles in his back and standing what he thought was just close enough to an explosive charge that they were using to take opals out.
Yes.
And he said the tattoo worked pretty well, except I couldn't get about a third of the needles out. They're still there. So it was a clever thing, I think, that I used a mix of silver and tin, and I'm going, that has to rust. That has to rust.
Under your skin.
And I've looked at him, and it's the rust is just gone. It's all gone. It's all just rusted out. And you can see little bits of metal just in his skin. And the tattoo came out really quite fine. But I tell you what ended up happening was he had an artist, join the dots. I can't imagine standing there with needles in you already and waiting for an explosion to push them in, and going, that makes perfect sense. But if you're going to be the kind of person that puts explosives down a hole and stands next to them, then you've got to ask yourself questions. Mega Leech, what questions are you asking yourself?
Why am I here?
Yeah,
right.
And that's apologizing for her kids. Why are you apologizing? That was great. I mean, So long as you don't actually mind us talking about absolutely disgusting and depraved things while your kids are around, because we can't be stopped.
There is that. Yes. Yeah. There is that. Hey, boss of the house, if you want to turn off the big light, do that. If you feel like it.
Yeah, you can put AIDZee in some sexy mood lighting if you like.
Actually, yeah, let's put AIDZee in some sexy mood lighting, boss of the house.
That's fine.
There you go. You can see me.
Nice. That's nice.
I like it. Everyone likes it. Everyone thinks. Yeah. Everyone's go. Bit like that. I know Megaleech is but he's holding on to it. Dave isn't even pretending to hide it anymore. And Angry, well, he gave up that fight years ago.
I don't know why I just noticed this, but this is Beardy Man Livestream, which I'm totally on board for.
Yeah, it is.
Every live stream pretty soon is going to be
this is Beardy Man Livestream. There should be more of it.
There will be.
There will be.
There has to be. There has to be. There must be.
After this lockdown, the beards are going to be.
Oh yeah, we're going to have like a beard growing competition. But Megaleech is already looking fucking awesome. Quite honestly.
I know, right?
Honestly,
I know.
I've got more. I'm just saying.
Well, I was coming on thinking, feeling pretty confident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was coming on going, I got beard. I'm doing beard. And then I seen Megaleech and going, I'm not doing beard. Who's pretending here, mate? Who's fucking having a go? Yeah. Who's woken up this morning with a fucking joke in his heart?
What I'm going for is a coronavirus mask.
Yes.
Oh, it's not quite long enough yet.
It's functional.
Yeah.
I love it. It's functional. It's beautiful. Damn, I had a haircut and a beard trim like 2 weeks ago, just before I started working from home, because I thought, fuck it, I'm not getting to someone who can actually trim shit for 6 months. Because we haven't had lockdown yet, but I reckon in the next week, we're just getting, you know what? We need to have a really fucking unilateral lockdown to preserve our medical services, and everything's going to shut. I went to Dan Murphy's today, but I didn't panic buy. I only bought 2 things, which I think
went to Dan Murphy's and didn't panic buy. Fucking Dan Murphy's is the alcohol sales place. People of other countries, alcohol sales, panic buying alcohol. For Christ's sake, how do you panic buy alcohol?
But they have limits. I don't know if you know this. They had a limit on the maximum you can buy is 6 bottles of spirits or 2 packs of premix, or probably 2 slabs of beer, 6 bottles of wine or whatever. But I only bought 2. I only bought 2 bottles of spirits. And that's partly because they didn't. I looked at my selection. And I thought I might run out of silver tequila, so I bought another bottle of tequila. I thought I might run out of maraschino cherry liqueur, so I bought another bottle of maraschino liqueur. And that's coming back. That's what we want. We want to see Annette again.
That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted all the time. Hello, Annette. Who's come back? Greetings to you, Madam Mazel. How are you?
I just thought, Annette being worried about the kids, which we all think is great. Who remembers the all-time greatest video from about 2 years ago of the dude who was like the South Korea correspondent for the BBC, who was doing the red camera, and his kid walked in going, da, 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 da. And then the baby walked in the stroller like a Dalek, and then the mum came in, sort of crawling across the floor, trying to physically grab the kids and drag them out, which was brilliant. They got interviewed this week because it's a couple of years later, so the kids are a couple of years older. Basically like, hey, how are you coping with working? You're like the most famous work-at-home dad in the world because this webcam chat.
That's brilliant.
It was brilliant. because the kids are now like the girl who was the one who walked in going, she's about 5 now. And the boy who was in like a walker thing coming out like a Dalek, he's about 3 now, so he can walk. And it was great
cute.
with the mum and dad and the 2 kids, and they're trying to talk, and the kids are just going,
The Asian nanny got them out.
I think it was the mum, actually.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I was going to say, David's saying Boris Johnson's got COVID-19. Are you for fucking real? Has Boris Johnson been confirmed? Oh my God.
No fucking way.
Oh, hang on,
David
hang on.
Hill, is that just scuttlebutt or is that a real thing?
I don't know. I've got to look it up. Looking up news sites. Fuck me.
That would be fucking hilarious.
People are cockheads. Wait, no, I'm just going to look up Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. I have had a couple of cocktails, and I can't.
Boris Johnson is self-isolating after testing positive. Business Insider Australia.
Wow.
No.
Oh,
Fucking
hell.
way.
Fuck me.
No
Boris
fucking
Johnson,
way.
the Herald says Boris Johnson tests positive. Fuck me.
Because he's still the Prime Minister, right? He's
Look,
still
it's a
Prime
rich
Minister, yeah?
person. Look,
British
it's a
yeah.
rich person's virus. It gets the rich
That's
first.
awesome.
Oh my God! All the news from Melbourne and Sydney is all the rich people who had fucking holidays in Aspen, where there was a major outbreak, have come back to Australia and infected all the rich suburbs in Melbourne and Sydney. So all the rich fuckers are giving each other the run. But Boris fucking Johnson, Jesus. Sorry, I'm getting so overexcited about this.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but like Prince
No,
Charles
it's
has
not.
got
That's
it,
terrible.
and but think about it, guys. Like Prince Charles has got it, Archduke of Austria's got it, and Prince of Monaco's got it.
Trump fucking got it.
Who?
Trump has been surrounded by people for weeks who have he's had so much contact with people who have tested positive. It's just
He's got it.
possible. It's not possible that Trump doesn't have coronavirus. But fuck me. Fuck me. Boris Johnson's tested positive. Fuck me. Oh my God.
I wonder if it'll be one of those situations in both cases of Boris, and let's just say Trump's got it right. We don't know if he has, but let's just say.
We don't.
I wonder if it's one of those situations where now that they've got it, they can basically be put in a bed and out of the way of the actual medical people who can stop it.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
Possibly.
Getting out of the way of people who know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Because we've had some very strange goings on here in Australia. We've had government announcements on a Sunday, which we never have. And it's basically, for the first week or so, it was all just random shit coming out of ScoMo's head. And then after that, next to him was Chief Medical Officer, Deputy Chief Medical Officer, and it started to get a bit more structured. And you're going to do this, we're going to do that, you're going to do this. And then the economic stimuli got announced. And you could see ScoMo was through gritted teeth going, we're going to give poor people money. But, you know, effectively, I just wonder, because, you know, okay, so what happened was they elbowed him out of the way because he was a fuck up. They saw he was a fuck up. Nothing good was happening. Get out the fucking way and we might not die. I
love that Dan Andrews is just going his own way.
Yeah, no, Dan Andrews is shit. Dan Andrews has got it together.
Yeah, he got on with it. It's just like, no, screw you lot. I'm doing what I have to do to protect the people.
I'm very happy with Dan Andrews' work. I feel a lot better about being in fucking Melbourne than I do about being in a lot of other. In fact, you know what? All this year and end of last year, when all this bad shit was going down, Dan Andrews kept on making right fucking decisions, not fucked decisions.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot more comfortable about, you know, getting up and going. What disappointed me was when we had that interlude of the state Liberal government and the fucking federal Liberal government is we've had a lot of shops closed. You just can't avoid it. You go through all the strip malls in all the suburbs and you see shop after shop after shop. It's just got paper up or black plastic in the windows because it's closed. Because there's just the economy is just in such a fucking shambles. I saw that in Melbourne, and I've seen all the homeless people and going, "Oh, we fucked it here." And then I was having discussions with my brothers who live in different cities, and no. Try looking at Sydney. Apparently, it's a fucking disaster there. Like it's virtually on the verge of social collapse, which is a big call. It's a big fucking call, you know. So anyway, look, I'm actually kind of happy with the way Dan Andrews is treating this. I'm kind of happy with the way because you know that they told all the Melbourne doctors you're doing it all by phone. All the consults are by phone now.
We've been doing them by phone.
If you need scripts, tell them. We'll get them to them. But no, they're not to come in unless it's really, really necessary. And it's effectively just a quick once-over before they get sent off to the hospital. Don't send people to hospital if you can. In Melbourne, they're setting up fracture clinics. So if you break a bone, they can basically take you there, set you up, and
that's a good idea.
Put you in a short stay while they put a set and plaster your bone, and then get as fast as possible so that more beds and staff are freed up. And they're trying to do that with a lot of other things. Anyway, look, it goes on and on and on and on. Unfortunately, it doesn't go on and on and on in other states, and it doesn't go on and on and on federally. And let's look at one little thing here. The NBN, how much easier would it have been to do video fucking medicine if we had finished the NBN? Just a thought. Just a thought.
I was thinking, Frank just said in the chat, if he goes out for 15-20 minutes, get food and Corona beer, we will still be here when he gets back. Are we going to commit to be here? When,
Well,
I will.
Commit. Yeah, I'll commit. I'll do the thing.
I'll commit. You got to teach me another cocktail, though.
We're committing, Frank. So you go get food and Corona beer. But yes, actually, you make a super fucking important point. If the Libs hadn't been in a position to absolutely nobble the NBN, how much better would things be? And that's an important point. Oh, Annette's doggies come back.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, I know, and it is definitely right to blame Abbott specifically, the LNP generally, and Turnbull personally for nobbling the fucking NBN. But there's also the element of Labor fucked up the rollout of it, and Stephen Conroy alienated Telstra too much, so they did a ghost flow. And if
I remember him.
Labor lost an election, if the NBN had rolled out enough to make it impossible for the Libs to nobble it, we'd all be better off. But because Conroy alienated Telstra so much that it did go slow, and the rollout of his version of the NBN hadn't progressed very much when Labor lost office, so the Liberals were able to nobble it. So yes, the Liberals are fucking shitballs, but Conroy also bears some weight because he was so egotistical and pissed off Telstra. The whole rollout wasn't sufficiently advanced to stop the LNP from nobbling it. So I'll always be fucking annoyed at Conroy for being as much of a jerk as he was.
That was around the time that that mate of Stilgarian's got sacked by Telstra for pretending to be Stephen Conroy, I think. Not pretending, but had did he have? Oh no, I think I've got drunk memory.
That's okay. Drunk memory is the best memory, Annette.
It is.
Stephen Conroy was misrepresented a few different times by emails that were purported to be from him that weren't. There were directions from Stephen Conroy, the minister, to tell Telstra to do stuff that wasn't him, and it was a bit of a clusterfuck. They said things like hacked. It wasn't hacked. It was just basically they got in and used the right header. It was clearly what it was someone in Parliament House was fuck-assing around with header paper and sending it over to Telstra. And what they were surprised to find was that Telstra actually did what the email said, and they kept going. And clearly it was someone from the LNP, and clearly it became strategic after a while. Conroy couldn't do much about it because he would look like a fuckwit either way, and they had to just reset everything. It was at a pretty sticky time. Conroy was also told, and I hear what Angry's saying, and I understand what Angry's saying. Conroy was also told by Rudd to basically cut up Telstra's power. So Conroy was antagonistic toward Telstra because he was supposed to be cutting Telstra off at the knees. I think that was a stupid decision. I think that was a negative decision because, you know, at the end of the day, the Australian public still owns 51% of Telstra. So it doesn't fucking matter what you know, Telstra says and does. The government still says jump, go, run, hoop, do what you need. So I think that was a fuck up. The NBN was a wonderful idea. The NBN was a wonderful thing. If it can ever get finished, it will make Australia's industry work well. I'm hoping that this lockdown will show the government of Australia that we need the NBN, because this is why we need the NBN. This is the business case for the NBN. This is what the NBN is about. I
think you'll find that what they'll do is instead go ahead with 5G wireless technology, because that's fast enough that we don't need wired NBN if we're all on 5G.
That is what gave us coronavirus, Mega Leech. 5G is spreading the coronavirus. It's like some cockhead looked up the word corona in the dictionary and saw it had a meaning that was about shimmering light, and they've tied it to fire. Oh my God, the fucking lunatics!
Oh, that's a real one.
Lunatics who have decided that coronavirus is being distributed via 5G. It's just like, oh my God, I just want you
Is
to.
that it? Oh my God.
And
Okay, so I'm guessing.
Okay. You know, I did my thesis on conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what you get is like, you know how you get fanfic where they have crossovers.
Yes.
Like this is a crossover.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a
Okay.
crossover between well, your average tinfoil hat kind of. They're coming for my mind control.
Yeah.
And a crossover between that and the news being coronavirus, but also there's a conspiracy theory that it's obviously deliberate by the shady fuckers who run the world, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can say Illuminati, you can say baby eating. Well, who are those guys? Bohemian Grove.
Yes.
You can say all those guys.
Yep.
Yeah. But don't go thinking that they don't believe it, because they really do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the QAnon crowd. The QAnon crowd are fucking astonishing with the.
I haven't gotten into those ones.
Oh, QAnon are great. QAnon, they make every other conspiracy theory that has ever happened to humanity look like nothing in comparison to conspiracy theory. Yeah. They sprang out of the fucking Pizzagate kitty pedo thing. It comes to the idea. There's a person who's calling himself Q, who's deep inside the government somewhere, who's saying Donald Trump is actually going to save us all from the evil, satanic, pedophile cabal that's the Democratic Party and the Hollywood elite. And they are fucking insane. They are just so far divorced from reality. It is absolutely astonishing. But it's the most amazing conspiracy theory ever.
I need to read about this.
Oh yeah, if you want to really hurt your brain, Annette, just go to Google and go QAnon conspiracy. And
I had ambitions of doing a PhD, so I do like hurting my brain.
One of my favorite things in the world is when I hear Americans, particularly Americans, talk about the Illuminati, the New World Order.
My favorites.
The something else. I don't know what else.
Deep State.
It'll come to me. Sorry?
Deep State.
Oh, probably Deep State, but particularly New World Order, and particularly in Illuminati. And what I have to tell them is, you do know, of course, you're late. You do know, of course, it's been and gone. You do know, of course, the New World Order happened, and it's still going, and it's America, because the New World Order was about having a nation where people were ruled not by kings and priests, but by themselves. Because if you think about all the other European nations, they were all parts of monarchies and clerico monarchies that basically meant that gods and kings told you what to do. And there were these group of enlightened thinkers that wanted a place where gods and kings did not tell you what to do. And so this was the big conspiracy from the Illuminati to have the New World Order, where you could basically, we the people could rule we the people. And it worked. They got it done. It happened. And it fucking makes me laugh my ass out when they say, oh, the New World Order is trying to do this and that. It's like, no, they're trying to do that It's under glass. You can see it. It was signed by all the people you revere. They were the Illuminati. Guys, you're late. This, we're going to stop the Illuminati. Well, dude, you should have got up earlier. And
you know that the Illuminati was blamed for the French Revolution.
Oh yeah. I know they were blamed for the French Revolution, but they weren't around at that time. Or they were around, but they were in no, they were finished by that time because there were two Illuminatis. There was the one in Germany and there was the one over in America. And by the time the French Revolution started, there wasn't one. They were finished. They were done. Yeah. So it's just it's always amazing. I used to go to uni with American exchange students, and I'd sit them down and talk about the New World Order and explain that your New World Order was the thing that made America, and remember that America was new. The form of government in America was new, and that's why it's such an odd form. It's a very distrustful form of government, rightly so. They're very proud of the democracy, but it's a democracy where the proper people can turn around and say, no, you voted for the wrong people. We don't think you've chosen the right president. We're changing your mind for you. And it's basically a system where it's very difficult to get rid of incumbents. It's an odd kind of democracy. It works and it bumps along, and it has a lot of good spirit, and it has a lot of can do. It's got a lot of deep economic base. It's got a lot of industry. It's got a lot of water. There's water everywhere in the US. So you've got food resources, which means you've got population.
Compared to here,
which means you've got ideas. If you've got population, you've got ideas, and you've got excellence in Mathematica and in science. So if you've got that stuff going for you, you get to have all the toys. They better pull a finger out of their ass, because you can only live off the moonshot for so long. You've got to do more science again if you want the toys.
They're about to go down the toilet, I'm afraid. I hate to say it.
That's right. And think about where it came from. It all came from basically Cold War technology building.
I think it actually came a bit earlier than that.
You keep continuing.
In my thesis, which by the way was a fourth-year thesis, not like a PhD or anything, but my argument was that it was that conspiracy theories, and they were 3 American ones, that they are religious based and therefore appeal to the religious mind. When I did Timothy McVeigh as part of it, and he wasn't religious at all. He tried joining religions, but they just didn't stick with him. That there is a certain structure, a narrative structure within the Judeo-Christian faith that brings this out, and so that's why we find these narratives of the end of the world that are so often, when you look at the bare bones of them, quite similar. Yeah, but I want another cocktail. So
yeah, which is fair enough too. But
I'm wondering.
You know, at the same time, yeah, go on.
I'm wondering what Grand Marnier also goes with. But I had it with this before, and then I've got lime flavor margarita mix.
Okay, that might work. Lime and orange with margarita. Margarita be sweet.
You know what? I'll just go make myself another sidecar, but I'm going to make it bigger this time. I'm going to make it like this.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll work for you.
A side track.
Okay. Senpai, I need help. I'm gonna make a sidecar, but it's going to be all out of whack because I don't have a lot of Grand Marnier left.
No, that's okay. You just have to do like some of the Grand Marnier, some of the other stuff. Fuck, I don't know. I was going to make myself another cocktail, but then I went, yeah, no, actually, because brain no work good no more. Angry, fall over, go wee wees.
Got some wet socks there, Andrew.
Yeah. It's like, oh, angry no ain't good. Where is wee wees? Oh, no.
I need to go find myself some lemon, I think.
Yeah, no, a bit of lemon juice is just a good offset. When you're making cocktails, some sort of offset to the booze, whether it be fruit juice or sugar syrup or something, is a nice offset. But I actually lost track of how many cocktails I made tonight, which means I made the right amount, really, because I don't.
You did make the right amount. I've lost how many.
Will that be all right? I'll put a bit of soda water in. Will that work?
What are you asking?
Hello.
Fucking disappeared. I don't know what's going on. There goes the doggy as well.
All right. So, Joe Bloomstein, tell me stuff, man.
Oh, we've been holding.
What are you working on?
What am I working on? All right. Well, I'm working on something very important, which is a music video about teaching my daughter that when she needs to go wee, she should go rather than hold it.
Nice.
Booyah.
Awesome.
I like you. Dave did released a cartoon about proper COVID-19 behavior. I saw it on the Facebook.
Are you following me?
Yeah.
Well, then you have to
explain
you have to brush
thing.
the
I'm just going to mute the microphone because I don't know what's happening in her house until she comes back to the camera. Oh, she's back. That was quick. Sorry. What have you got in your hands there, Annette?
Okay. I got these.
Soda.
Oh, I had one of those little skull glass. Yes, nice.
Yeah, from Halloween.
Yes.
I got some soda water.
Yeah, throw a bit of soda water in there.
And that. Lemon juice.
Lemon juice. Yeah.
And I got also lime for margarita thing.
Yeah. Throw some lemon, lime, soda, and tequila in there, and you've got yourself a beverage.
Well, yeah.
Strictly Steak has been watching new episodes of Bluey with the kids.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that too. It's a great.
That's a lot of lemon. That's really strong. Yeah, you put in a lot of lemon. Well, now I put in a lot of bits.
You got to balance it. That's the big thing. You got to have balance. Dottie's saying she takes spare socks when visiting a partner because his housemate has. Oh no, that's bad. You're taking spare socks in case you stand in pee in the toilet. I think that's what Dottie's talking about.
Who's standing in pee?
You know what? I've I've had a situation that caused a lot of aggro in my house, where we had someone here that dribbled on the floor, and I have a compromised immune system, and boss of the house lost his fucking mind, and the individual involved was very nearly banished to never return. And
what did they do?
Yeah, it was very awkward.
What did they do?
Piddled on the floor of the toilet. Piddled on the floor of the toilet.
I see.
No.
They missed the bowl, basically. Just missed the bowl. And didn't clean it up. I've all been there, but what you do is you clean it up straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I just remembered?
You don't just
a thing that happened in high school, where the teacher in the art lab found someone had peed in a bottle and put it on a shelf. And she's accusing all the boys, saying it must have been one of you. And we went, hey, it might have been a girl with really good aim. Okay?
yes.
Or a funnel.
Yes.
Hey.
Girls do not walk around with funnels on them. But they should.
Do if they go to music festival. It's the thing that various ladies I've known who spend like 5 days at a music festival, they have this funnel thing that they attach downstairs so they can stand up to pee. And
get them off Wish or Alibaba or one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pee funnels. And that's an actual real
thing.
It's been a long time since I've been to festivals, but I remember needing them. In fact, should I say this funnel webcam thingy?
In front of your child.
My doctor banned me from the big day out. Because, there were problems after the big day out every damn year. Because I couldn't, the queues were too long.
No, there's always problems. There is always problems.
Look.
God. Dottie is just telling me the worst stories. If a partner's housemates likes to let the pee mellow so it stinks. Oh my God, that's absolutely. It's like if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. No, flush it all. I'm so concerned by that.
I first saw that on a Greenpeace toilet.
Yeah.
If it's brown, let it drown. Shady! I said shit! Yeah! Shady! I said...
It's not my child.
No, I didn't mean it racially.
Stop calling me... What? Stop calling me Mum. Oh, fuck! No, okay. I love you. Sweetie. It's just that you were saying outrageous things.
I didn't mean it in the way it sounded.
No, it sounded that way, though. Yeah. That's not good.
Mm.
Oh, no, Dottie. Dottie is just telling the worst stories. If it's brown, you should drink more water. Yes, that's dehydration is a real
story. True story.
If it's green, lay off the asparagus.
See this here?
Yeah, lay off the asparagus, Mega Leech. That's a good one, yes.
Can you see this here?
No,
what are you drinking?
This is water with Barocca in it.
Very similar.
What I've got here.
I got upset about shit. I got upset about you saying shit. We're very confused over here.
I know, Annette. It seems
and
very
embarrassed.
in your house.
And now we're confused about what we're embarrassed about.
Yeah. But
Shady. Oh no, she's disappeared into the pillows.
The fun thing with Barocca and similar products is what color it makes you go your pee. Because if you forgot, you're
Absolutely.
drinking something like Barocca or one of the related products, and you go peeing, and your pee is fluorescent, and it can be really disconcerting.
Fluorescent.
What the fuck?
And so
Very nutritious.
It's kind of like it's.
Okay.
when I go,
Can you cope now? Are you coping? Oh, okay, no problem.
Green, and if you drink a lot of it, you get drunk and forget you've been drinking green beer, and then you go to pee, and the pee is green, and your drunk brain just freaks out and goes like, "Where's my pee green?"
Have you been drinking a lot of Stone's green ginger wine?
No, beer with green food coloring in it.
Dottie has some
Oh,
good
St.
stuff.
Patrick's Day
Right.
beer.
Oh, my ex used to drink not your he used to drink half draft, I think, with Stone's green ginger wine.
Stone's
It was
green
actually pretty
wine.
good. It was
Stone's
actually pretty good.
Stone's green ginger is a big rock and roll drink in Australia. God, Dottie, you're telling the worst stories. You're more concerned about the mice running around the kitchen and dildos the housemate keeps leaving in the bathroom. I truly appreciate the colour you're bringing to the conversation, Dottie. That is.
Does that mean he's washing them at least?
I have no idea.
They're being left in the bathroom.
I know people like this, Dave. They don't wash, mate. They wash just before they use. And they, I remember having one flatmate who insisted on wiping his behind on the wet towel that he just finished using. And then the wet towel would end up somewhere on the floor in the house with a massive skidder on it.
At least he didn't go back on the rack.
We're talking. Effectively, there was no rack. You basically had to take it back to yours, yeah. And we just in the end basically said you've got to move out. The guy had this habit of putting rotten food in the fridge because that way he could leave it there before bin day and it wouldn't smell bad. And we were just, and this on and on and on and on. And it was like, dude, you got to go because you're a health hazard and an asshole. He was genuinely surprised when we kicked him out of the house. He was genuinely surprised. It's like you leave your toilet paper towels on the floor. Why is this a surprise that you're being thrown out of this house? How does this not compute to you that you've got to go? So yeah, he turned up his nose and sniffed and said, well, in that case you can't have me, and left. He was gone in a day. And the hilarious thing was he couldn't get another place to live for 3 months because no one would have him. He had to eventually get a
besides your horrible stories, Dottie's saying, besides your horrible stories, Dottie's saying her partner's flatmate showers with his boyfriend and they also go to the toilet together and they still don't understand why nobody wants to fucking live with them. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Look, I've had a good sword fight with a lot of people.
I'm sure.
Gay and straight guys.
Yes.
But you've got to end up in the bowl. You can't just, careen around the place. You've got to have directed control, or otherwise, it's not a sword fight. It's just fucking what?
Yeah. I mean,
You can't just go freehand.
Yeah, in a shared house when I was at college was a place that had like 6 bedrooms, so we had a lot of different friends. One of the housemates, her boyfriend worked like with national parks, so we would get weird animals in the house. He would bring native animals that had been rescued, and like I walked in one time, and one of the housemates is going woo woo woo, and everyone said, "Don't worry, she's got a bat in her bra," and I'm going, "Fucking fine, I don't care."
Good. That's great.
And she actually had a bat under her shirt, a little bat that was crawling, and I was just like, I don't care. I don't want to know. Fuck, I'm going to my room.
Cute.
Bat
That's
in her
cute.
bra.
If you've got a bat thing going on, you know.
Is that how we end up with COVID-19?
Pepsi, Corona. Jesus Christ, Frank, what are you doing? Frank says he has Corona, Guinness, and Red Stripe. And I know Frank's a madman because I've hung out with him a little bit. When I visited London, probably twice in the last 10 years, I've managed to visit London and hang out with Frank. But fucking 4 Corona, 4 Guinness, and 2 Red Stripe. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Frank's just fucking playing it hard right there.
What sort of a cocktail does that make?
A scary one. A scary one, quite honestly. Frank took me around to a bunch of fucking London pubs. I don't know. We just had a good time. We just walked through Hyde Park. We walked past one of the residences. It was where I guess it was officially Wills and Kate's residence, which is in Hyde Park or something. I don't know. It's fucking weird, but we did a lot of sort of going around to different bars, buying ciders from off licenses and walking through parks. It's just like, I'm not saying Frank's a madman, but he's a madman. But although
he doesn't mix them all together.
He didn't join me when I went to visit Mistress Cleo, who's a friend I had on Twitter, who's a dominatrix. She's an Aussie who has a dominatrix practice in London. And I had a chicken dinner with Mistress Cleo, completely above board. But
is that a euphemism?
No.
I haven't heard of a chicken dinner.
Edge, but because her flat was where she brought in clients, there was a St. Andrew's cross, and she showed me her dildo collection. She does a bunch of strap-on stuff with dudes, and it ranged from the sort of first-timer introduction, which was pretty small, through to a particular device she referred to as Cockzilla, and it was just, oh my God. I'm just like sitting here having a chicken dinner in the same room where Mistress Cleo wears a strap on and absolutely fucking Rogers dudes. And it's like, oh my God.
Cockzilla is one end of the spectrum, and at the other end, it's chicken dinner.
Yeah. I was just chicken dinner, but other dudes go there to get Cockzilla, which I'm not fucking joking, was really prodigious. But as Mistress Cleo told me, it's all in the hips. It's
in there.
Absolutely.
And I just thought it was funny.
It's all in the hips.
She's an Aussie in London, fucking pegging upper class dudes. So basically, whenever I was pissed off about something that happened in England, I just messaged Miss Cleo and say, can you fucking just really fucking Roger some dude and say, this is from AngryAussie?
Oh my.
I like it.
Okay. I did have
I'm thinking of doing.
I had a full English with Frank at the fucking work site, and that bastard me could not actually finish the full English, but skinny bastard Frank just fucking demolished it.
What is the full English?
But full English is like fucking sausage and beans. And
full English breakfast. He's talking about the full English breakfast. Okay?
It's like a continental with beans or something, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, Frank took me into like the work site where everyone who's going out for a long day's work would have this really fucking high-calorie full English breakfast, and I didn't finish it, but Frank fucking demolished it. But it was good. It was good, but I was kind of full. But Frank just absolutely demolished it. I like Phil. Phil Soodle likes It's All in the Hips. It is. It's like
It's all in the hips, Phil.
Mistress Cleo says, "How do you actually fucking Roger some dude who's never been Rogered before? It's all in the hips."
Yeah, do it down under.
All in the hips.
I just found it really hilarious to have an Aussie chick in London doing strap-ons with all these upper-class fucking English guys. I just thought it was hilarious. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well,
they're balancing out their energies.
Yeah.
They're balancing out their energies.
What they say is
What was that, AIDZee?
What do you give the man with lots and lots of power more power? Being dominated just gives you even that more control. And these guys come out totally fresh and kings of their own domain.
There was a movie.
Mind you, I have seen somebody complain about the size of the welts they've got. This is not a centimeter, Val. This is half a centimeter. This is not high enough at all. You did not hit me hard enough at all. No, I'm very unhappy. I'm very unhappy with your work and service. I will not be recommending you. Really, man.
There was a movie from like 20 years ago. Oh, even more. I looked it up. It's from 1987. Oh my God, I'm so fucking old. This movie's from 33 years ago. Called Personal Services. Julie Walters, famous English actress. She's playing the madam of some brothel, and it's based on a real person. The movie's called Personal Service. And the funny thing is when she had the tax department after her, and she was really pissed off because they wanted to declare income. And there's this bit in the movie where she's got some dude like tied up to a rack and she's whipping him. Someone says, "Madam, you have to come out and do this." And she sees it's like this letter from the tax department saying we're going to come after you for VAT. And she's really pissed off. And she just walks back into this guy with a whip and whips him across the ass. And so goes, "And that's for the VAT." And he goes, "Oh, how did you know I was in the tax department?"
That's for the inland revenue.
Because the guys who were into being subjected to BDSM were all in the Tory party and were all in the fucking government and all in the public service. They were all really.
There's nothing they like more than a little telling off from Nanny.
Exactly, right? Who's the guy, Jacob Mog Reese, who's a fucking fruitcake from the fucking Tory party now, who always talks about Nanny would do these things for me. Yes, and it's like, dude, you've been fucking pegged with a strap-on so many times. But it's like, David thinks,
on that note,
but what are you going to do?
I don't know.
What are you going to do?
Oh God, it's after.
Oh well, 11. I know what I do is I cry and say,
Yes.
"Please stop! You're ripping me apart."
Okay.
I look for a weapon.
Frank, what was in the?
Did I tell you?
Because I don't think I really got into black pudding. I had a taste. Black pudding is blood sausage, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've tried it. It's actually not bad.
It's okay.
I wouldn't order it, but
So Frank's saying Scottish is red pudding, Irish is white pudding, so English is black pudding. It's like black pudding, sausage, bacon, beans, hash brown. It's like a plate that would fucking sink the Titanic. Quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's like
it's just a big. But everything you can think of with breakfast on it. Wonderful.
And where Frank took me was his work site, so it was absolutely no nonsense, no bullshit. Have a fucking huge plate of calories to see you through the day.
Yeah. Was it very hard physical work they were doing?
They were council workers basically, so it was a whole spectrum of work.
Working, they're walking all day.
It was actually being active all day, and it was a whole range of work. So it was a council work site. I couldn't have gone in there by myself. Frank took me in because he was working there, and so we were at this council work site having a real fucking workman breakfast. And Frank's laughing at me because I can't finish it because it's a plate of about 10,000 calories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it's not the kind of thing you can put in a doggy bag.
No takeaways. You got to clean your fucking plate or be mocked by everyone.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Clean it up or don't come back, you weak as piss. This world was won by Cockney warriors, not weak as piss food leaders.
Dave's working on some art.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Dave.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh,
I'm loving the pixelized version of Dave.
Yeah.
Pixel art.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, my God.
This is what I'm up to.
Oh, it almost looks like Friendship Park, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, wait, what's happening now? Oh, God, we're in the public toilet in the park.
That's right.
Oh, thumbs up. Yes.
She's
that's
gone to the toilet. It's very nice. We're very happy. And then we just got to wait for it to happen. And that's when the guitar break in the song happens.
No.
Yeah, we just have the solo while we wait for her to have a wee. And then when she finally goes, we have an explosion of rainbows.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so good.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Oh.
There we go. That's the big exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the spirit of urine.
Yeah.
Finally happening.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like.
Absolutely, man.
I don't know if it will. I don't know if you'll hear it. Yeah.
I'm wondering what video you're going to make when you have to explain the birds and the bees.
Yeah. Possibly one that doesn't go.
Frank's actually refreshing my memory. Where he took me was on Imperial College in the City of London. I could have actually gone in alone and got a takeaway. It is a workers' canteen, but technically I could have gone in and got takeaway. But I kind of felt special because Frank was taking me in and I could sit down and have breakfast with all the workers in Imperial College. It was like right in the middle of London. Great.
Yeah.
So I've only got to hang out with Frank like twice. I've had 2 trips to London in the last 10 years, and we got to hang out both times. Yeah, it's one of those things. And I'm not saying Frank wussed out when he wouldn't go to Mistress Cleo's house for chicken dinner, but I don't know. Frank wussed out and he wouldn't go to Mistress Cleo's house for good chicken dinner. Chicken dinner.
Did he have a partner with him?
I don't know.
Because sometimes it can be a little bit embarrassing to take a partner with someone, or she usually. Or
having chicken dinner and having a nice chat, and there's a St Andrew's cross in the corner where she normally fucking ties guys up and whips and rogers them. So it's like.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having chicken and veg. I'm not paying attention
See, how many times have I had to go to dinner, you know, and I'm sitting in the dining room and there's a crucifix on the wall near me, you know, like pointing out that it's about to either spin around many times and catch fire, or just catch fire, or jump off the wall and try and stab me. You know, I mean, that's unsettling too.
Yeah. It's like going into a church
To
or a
me.
cathedral and worrying that the ceiling's going to collapse in on you because of the unspeakable evil that just arrived.
Mm. Yes, I think this one's had the penis. Yeah.
But that's my favourite thing about England. English people don't understand that they are surrounded by centuries, if not millennia, of history. And us poor proles in Australia, if a white man's construction is 100 years old, we think it's real
antique. My old man has a real problem with this.
Like you're in an English village, and the pub
refuses
is 400 years old. And it's absolutely...
My old man refuses to go to Australian antique shops because he says, how fucking antique can it be? It's only 200 years old, if that. And it's basically just wooden shit that didn't rot. You can fuck off with your antique and call me back in 1,000 years. Okay.
The chat, Frank is actually telling the truth. I didn't tell him what Mistress Cleo did for a gig. I just said, I'm going to dinner with a friend. And he said, oh, you go. And afterwards, Mistress Cleo, if I remember rightly, Frank, Mistress Cleo did say hi to you on Twitter and said, oh, why didn't you come? And then he kind of looked at Mistress Cleo's Twitter stream and went, oh, okay.
Why didn't he come? Because he didn't go there.
Exactly, right? Exactly. But I remember in England, one of the places we went to was one of the many locations that they used for Harry Potter. It was like a 300 or 400-year-old cathedral. And there's this little village where everything is super old. And there was a cathedral where they got some Harry Potter stuff. But also in there was this little Catholic church that they didn't shoot Harry Potter in. And I went in and there was the local historical society people were in there. And I was just having a chat with them. And this was like a fuck knows how many 100 years old Catholic church. When was Henry VIII around? Because they just really casually told me, you see the stone column there that's got all these divots cut out of it. That was Henry VIII's men who were trying to get rid of Catholics, and they came here and they thought they had swords and they thought they'd break the church down, and they hacked at this stone column for a while. But a stone column is pretty resistant to swords. And they didn't get very far and they gave up and left. But it's these stone columns with all these, and someone's just really casually telling me, oh yeah, that was Henry VIII's men who did that. And I'm like, get fucked? Really? And I've just stumbled in. It's just on this laneway in this village. And they just went, oh yeah, Henry VIII's Roundheads came here and tried to fuck things up. But then it was more difficult than they imagined, so they just left. And I'm just standing there going, for real, all these divots in this column were made by Henry VIII's men. What the fuck? And my mind was just blown by this. And the local people were just like, oh, no, it's just how it is, you know. It's just how it is. And I'm like, Jesus, you people have no idea. We grew up in Australia. And yes, if you go somewhere like, if you go to the Never Never, if you go to Arnhem Land, and you realize you're in things like some of the cave paintings are thousands to tens of thousands of years old.
Megaleech, please stop throwing things around, mate. It's fucking very disturbing. You know.
Look, oh my God, it's fucking 11:30. Okay, when Dave and Megaleech come back, okay, Megaleech is back. I don't know where Dave's gone. I want to say
he's probably rendering his gig. He'll be back in a minute. Dave works late anyway. Don't worry about it.
I think maybe his video made him need to go to the toilet. So
he might have, yeah. I'm just wondering if I've got any other fucking Dave Blumenstein art. Don't think I do. I've got that one.
We've got a heap.
Cartoon.
I should probably.
Okay, do a thing. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to do a screen share. You have to pick which voice is me and which voice is AIDZee, because we're both in this. I'm going to look up Naked Fella. Be a man.
Man.
Here it is. Man. Association. I'm going to play this video. Oh, Jesus. What the fuck? Okay.
That was the time code to start the video.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to share this because this is really good. But you have to pick which voice is me and which voice is AIDZee. I got to do the Chrome tab. Share screen. Be a man. Okay. Let's do this. Do it full screen. Be a man.
As a member of the finest police force in the Southern Hemisphere, you are kind, caring, friendly. But there are those who take advantage of your good nature. They're called criminals, and they want to be your mate. When you're a cop, association with criminals is a not good thing.
Not a good thing.
What you are indebted to them is highly questionable.
When he said coppers getting free tonight, I should have said no way.
Getting a tap done at a bikie clubhouse might be fun and affordable, but it's wrong.
When he offered to shoot me up with a controlled substance, I should have asked where he got it.
So what should I do if I find myself in questionable company? Observe what your new friends are doing. Watch what you say around them.
And then the sergeant says, no, the Major Confrontations Unit is taking down the Japanese clubhouse next Wednesday.
That's very interesting. Good that they are engaged in political activity.
Not a Japuza, eh?
No. And finally, stay away. Remember the example of Jerome, the policing at home.
Hanging with outlaws is
The message.
Hoot.
Owls. And the next time a criminal wants to be your mate, ask yourself, what would Jerome do?
Oh, holy
That was weird.
that was so good.
Jerome, you're my mate.
Fuck, that was good.
So yeah,
Fuck, that was good.
yes, AIDZee was the cop with the big handlebar mustache, and I was the one who got shot up with stuff.
And you did a great job there as well.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dave.
the owl.
Dave is a really good director. I got to go and actually have someone tell me how to do trick properly. Stand in.
There is a fucking beautiful thing about being directed by Dave, because you get in there and it's actually quite important that you're a professional. Dave doesn't say, you did that okay, but we're going to try something else. Dave goes, no, that was shit. We're going to do something right now. And there's no heat in it. There's no sting to it. It's basically the purity of going, no, this isn't working. We're going in the right direction. And then you get to the right direction, and it takes like hours to do it right. But if you didn't do it that way, you'd be doing it for fucking days and not quite getting there. And I've seen stuff done for days and not work. And I've always had the wonderful experience of working with Dave, knowing that in however many hours we're going to come out with a product that's bang on to the vision that he wants. And it's like, yes, I've learned a lot, about directing with Dave.
I'm going to play one more because I'm not in this one, but AIDZee is, and I find this one particularly funny. It was another episode of Be a Man.
Be a Man.
I'm just going to find it because this one fucking cracks me up. Okay, Frank said he couldn't hear it. I'm going to see if I can find a volume thing. No, it's a full volume. You're going to have to turn your volume up. So this is Be a Man.
So, you want to be a real man? Probably not. Real Aussie man. Putting extra wheels on trucks. Hitting things with other things. Looking at wood. That's a nice piece of wood. A real man makes his own coffee table. Good coffee table. Yeah, thanks. What's it made of? Cardboard box. Where'd you get that? I bought an IKEA coffee table. Yeah. Took it out of the box. Yeah. Looked at the box. Yeah. The box makes a better coffee table. Chucked a bit of glass on it. Oh, make coffee tables a bit of glass. What'd you make it out of?
I was taking the old coffee table to the tip and I went, you know what? I could turn it upside down and chuck a bit of glass on it.
So it's the old coffee table?
Just chuck a bit of glass on it.
383 old missus, 300 kilowatt EFI long engine, 8-speed rods, aluminium heads.
And you just chuck a bit of glass on it.
Bit of glass. Easy.
Dave, are you brushing your teeth?
I am, yeah.
What are you going to do? When you're stuck in the outback with nothing but a knife and a giant bush pig is bearing down on you? You're like,
I just love AIDZee. It's about male pride. It's about male pride. Male pride.
Can you remind me the bit there where the guy's talking about the 383 EFI long engine? That was my mate James. Did you do like that with him in the booth?
No, I didn't get to, because we didn't cross the paths. I got to do that with a read through. I think you were reading.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I thought because I forgot that whether you guys had met, because he actually passed away this year.
Oh
my God! What happened?
I forgot he was.
I did meet him. I had met him. Sorry.
I forgot
what did
that
you
he was
say?
in that one. I forgot that he was in that one. I haven't watched that in a while.
What happened to the man?
Natural causes. Just
Yeah.
things.
Just passed away.
Shit happened.
He was a big, wonderful wrestler, man, and he went. So
yeah. Damn.
Condolences.
Damn. Because he was a lot of fun too. It's like he's really fun guy to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Shit. I hate that when that happens.
Yeah.
I really fucking do.
Tell the truth, AIDZee. You're like chalking up things every time. Outlive that fucker. Outlive that fucker.
No. Well, I kind of. I basically had a conversation with a guy. I had a conversation with my father after the gangrene, which was a very, 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 very full-on disease and nearly killed me a lot. Nearly killed me on the first night. Had less than 2% chance to live on the first night. But what is not widely known is my percentage chance to live didn't go up for 3 months. I was really between 8 and 15% chance to live for 3 months.
Yeah. You find a point on it. Everyone thought you were dead.
Yeah. And effectively, I
in a few minutes.
I got sort of I got reconstructed. I got healthy again. I mean, it took fucking 2 years after the initial year to get back to functional life again. And what I was talking to my old man, I said, "Oh, someone up there likes me," and he said, "No, someone up there hates you." Anyway, but I keep on living. Yes, you do.
Yes.
But to keep on living, you have to keep on getting into these situations where you keep on dying. And I went, yeah, but I don't do anything about that. I mean, I don't deliberately put myself in the way of harm. He says, this is my point. Someone up there hates you. And another individual said to me, you know what'll happen, don't you? You'll get to the end of your life, and you'll go, righto, I'm dead, and look around, and then we know side man there, and you'll head into a bar, and there will be on the piss. So hello, how you going? Oh, it's you, is it? Oh, right. So now you want me to fucking do the thing? Oh. So, because we've done this, 8, 9 times now, and no, fucking didn't want to do it then, but now you want me to fuck? Well, fuck you, because I'm going to have a drink, and you can wait another 15 years. So I reckon I'll be a shade walking around the earth going, do what you're supposed to do when you want to do it, because I'll have to learn to talk shade like, And so, yeah, there you go. That's what I reckon will happen. But
I was forced to get onto Facebook because of you almost dying. So I blame you.
You were forced.
Having been on, I had to get on Facebook because that was the only way we could find out if you were going to live or not, was through Facebook updates. And I went, what? I have to get on Facebook for that? All right, fine.
Come on.
10 years later.
Oh, I suppose.
AIDZee, are we friends on Facebook? We should be. Let's be friends on Facebook.
I don't do Facebook.
No, it was
AIDZee.
I don't do Facebook. The only social media I do is YouTube. And the reason behind that is I'm very, very dyslexic. And it takes me 8 hours to read a newspaper. So to go on Facebook, it would take me days. I could never keep up, is what I'm saying. I could never get hold of the right information at the right time. I'm very, very touched and honoured that people text me important information that is happening, like there's a barbecue on the weekend in the park. There's a YouTube get together. There's a someone's had a kid. Someone's getting married. Reminds me, Morton's getting married, or has he already got married? I don't know.
He's married. He's married.
Oh, they already had the wedding.
Yeah, that was a little while. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, I was looking at Twitter while we were...
I gotta go.
So do I.
Go.
Yeah, almost midnight.
Good night, guys.
Night, Annette. Look, I just want to share this trippy as fuck thing because I saw it, so everyone else has to see it. From Twitter. Fucking look at this GIF.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that isn't that just like bad?
No, I don't like it.
No, make it go away. Here we go.
That would make me have a seizure.
Bedtime. I think it is bedtime. It's 20 to 12.
That's
normally
cool.
But it was a Friday night. It was the end of the work week, and I fucking wanted to go hard, so we did.
Frankie, I was brushing my teeth. If I wanted to tattoo myself, I would go to Broken Hill and stand near an explosive device.
Oh, that's what we call a callback in the
That's a callback.
Callback.
Very nice to see you. Very nice to see all
I
of
might
you.
do a live stream. I might do a live stream tomorrow in the middle of the day to be in a different time zone because I'm going to have a home date with Mrs. Angry
Can you
tomorrow.
give me just 2 secs? Just 2 secs. Just give
right.
me 2 secs. I'll be back in just a sec. I promise.
All right, I'll give you 2 secs. I'll give you 2 secs. I don't know why we'd want to accommodate that horrible degenerate of a man at all. It's just like, the police tell us not to. The police say accommodating him just encourages him.
It's all right. Just put some glass on it. It'll be fine.
Put a bit of glass on it. That's like...
I still get people I know throwing that one at me. I'm very pleased with it. Dave, chuck a bit of glass on it. I'm happy with that as a catchphrase.
Yeah, chuck a bit of glass on it. I got a coffee table. Got a coffee table from IKEA. Took it out of the box. Box is a bit of coffee table. Chucked a bit of glass on it.
Had a coffee table. Was going to get rid of it. Turn it upside down. It's a better coffee table upside down. Chuck a bit of glass on it.
To be real, in a shared house I had in the deep dark past, it was like milk crates with a huge mirror on top of it.
Yeah.
That was a coffee table. It was like some milk crates, chuck a bit of glass on it.
There's truth. In the good ones, there's some truth. And everyone
and
has a
I'm
thing.
not saying this mirror was used to chop up lines of cocaine and
no.
that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Absolutely not. No.
But it's great. AIDZee, come back. You're going to say goodnight to us now, AIDZee?
I am totally back, and I was basically waiting for an answer to my question from before. Making your own fun. Let's go around the table.
Making your own fun. Well, it's down to whatever works for you. My big thing is don't negate something because you think it's not highbrow. If like watching TV is fun for you, that's fun. If creating something really elaborate is fun for you, that's fun. But one's not better than the other. You do what suits you because we're all different. So if it's fun for you, that's all you need.
All right, Mega Leech, we're looking at you now.
I made these dice. Watch the start of the video when we came on and I explained them.
No, that's awesome.
And also another little puzzle here that's got a bunch of cubes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I won't explain that one though. Leave that for another time.
You can explain the cube puzzle next live stream, Mega Leech.
I would like you to explain the cube puzzle next live stream. Dave, fun. Talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with Angry. You got to find your own gardening, I think. Everybody has a thing that they do that they can come back to every so often and tend a little bit. And, I'm doing a bit of this animation every day, and that's maybe my gardening. And some people, actual gardening is their gardening.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I totally hear you when you say gardening. I myself and Angry would call it a thing called poetics. No, we wouldn't actually. We wouldn't call that poetics. We would call it practice. Remember Jerry used to call it practice? Praxis. Sorry, praxis.
Praxis.
Yeah.
Praxis was the word that we were told was gardening. Poetics is a thing that is about what is the thing that is driving what art that you are making, and poetics is your politics, it is your morals, it is your ethics, it is your raison d'etre, it is your skin color, it is your cultural bias, it is your sensative bias. It's that's your poetics, and the more you can recognize your poetics, the stronger an artist you will be. because you will have more control over what it is that you've decided to express, because your subconscious comes up with an idea, bing, there it is, and you go, right, now I've got to spend 2 months making it go. And the 2 months making it go is difficult because at the end of the 2 months, the surprises aren't fresh anymore, and the fucking the thing that you're making isn't fun anymore. It's the work of making the audience enjoy the thing that you've made, not you, because it's not for you, it's for them. And it's the idea that you had, and the easiest way to keep that going is to remember the mantra of think, feel, do. What do you want your audience to think? What do you want your audience to feel? What do you want them to do once they've seen and experienced this piece of art that you're making? So even at the end of the 20-week process of rehearsal and you're bored as shit with the material, as long as you're concentrating on think, feel, do, then basically they will continue to they'll continue to enjoy it, and you'll continue to make it fresh enough for them to see it. So that's all very well and good. In the next few weeks, I've got to make it so that I have got to do bits and pieces of video that make it so that people who are locked in at home or locked in the world can do things that are simple, that are fun to do, that are easy to generate, because most people don't think that fun comes from inside. Most people think that fun comes from outside. And it's going to be a tricky thing, and this is why I'm asking people of intelligence how fun is generated, and then I will have a better idea of how to get a almost mass marketable fun to people who need it, because people are going to need it. I mean, fuck. You know,
well, look, we'll revisit this another time because it's like midnight. I want to go.
Okay.
Catherine woke back up and found out we were still here. We're talking about weird stuff, Catherine. We will be back another day. Although I do want to say, Frank said he needs a shave because he looks like AIDZee. Frank, I want to see a photo of that. And he also asked, AIDZee, did I ever show you your appearance in the second Halloween story? I'm not sure if I did. I think I did. But next live stream, we will share the video. So you're going to give me the link next live stream, Frank, and I'm going to show AIDZee what the two of us look like in Frank's animation, which is fucking special, quite honestly.
Oh, okay,
Frank,
cool.
Fucking special. But now it's time to say goodnight because it's fucking.
It was nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you
and
too.
It was fun to share a live stream with you, AIDZee.
Fabulous to see you, Mega Leech.
All right, everyone.
And thanks, Andrew.
See you, Dave.
Good night.
We will do it again soon because we all want to stay sane. So look out.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for letting me be on your device. I appreciate it.
And I'm going to hit the end broadcast button and say.